that's why we talk about it. And
exactly.
And this is
educate them.
You know what it is? It's not. It's. I'm a translator. If you think about it, because the folks are the smartest people, and I know that's what you meant. But the folks are the smartest people in the community. It's the elected officials, and I'm telling you, I've been one, and it's easy to fall into the trap of everyday mundane government stuff. So that's why I always say, get out the office, go outside, touch grass, talk to real humans.
Sweat a little bit.
Sweat a little bit. Get out there.
Cut your own grass.
I'm telling you though. I don't know if the crews loved when I was out there. I feel like I was nice to them. I didn't get in their way. You know, they wouldn't let me touch many things, but that's okay. The firemen would.
You got to drive the fire truck?
They wouldn't let me drive. I wasn't licensed, but they did let me go on the big old ladder.
The hook and ladder?
Whatever it is. I'm butchering everything. Every fireman listening right now is like, would you please stop talking, Guillory? You're butchering the terms. I know it's a ladder truck. There we go. I
think it's very important for the boss. And they call me the patron, right?
The patron, yeah.
I'm out on every job, every day, 2 to 3 times a day. So, excuse me. So one of my clients called me and say, hey, Kish, did you see the cabinet in the bathroom? That's a little.
Get you some water. I understand what he's saying. He's saying inspect what you expect. Leaders get out in the field. That's what we do. But we're gonna talk local. Yeah.
I'm so sorry
Kish,
for coughing.
Oh, buddy. No, Kish. He's a good friend, and we're gonna talk local. He tries to get me to talk local more and more and more, and I appreciate it. But budget's fair.
Because we're local.
Because we're local, and we love, and we're
and we love Acadiana.
We do. Hey, let's go outside of Acadiana real quick. But it can affect Acadiana. It can affect a lot of folks. Can you still call abortion killing in America? In America, can you say that as a word?
I think it's murder.
Well,
you can call it what you want, but it's at the end of the day, it's what it is.
I don't. Now look, you always.
Now don't be getting woke on me, John.
Oh, trust me. If on this topic, I am probably in a minority. I say this with love. I believe that life begins at conception, and there's and look, 100%. This is. I'm telling you, but we might be in the minority. I don't like any exceptions, and I know that sounds horrible. I know it, and if I were a governor or whatever, and the law was passed by the legislative body and they had exceptions for rape or incest, I would sign it into law. My personal belief is that, life begins at conception.
But the rape and incest, that's the morning after pill and do it right away. That's the way you prevent that. Don't let a pregnancy go on for 6 weeks and say, oh, it was incest or... Look, you can yell and scream all you want. I mean, I'm an old dinosaur that came up the right way,
Hey, I like the laws that we have right now. And if you don't think you could pass it bipartisan, there was a Democrat governor that signed it. So it is very much, I like Louisiana law. There are no exceptions.
Yeah, there's pictures of that governor is in Maine.
Which one?
The one that just signed it.
No, ours did, Governor Edwards.
Okay, no, but I'm talking about the allowing abortion up until birth.
Yeah, and that's like,
almost barbaric, isn't it?
That is more than barbaric. I mean, that's back. Remember in the '90s, Hillary Clinton would start that.
I was going through the Bible the other day, a picture Bible.
Okay.
And there's actually a picture of her with horns in there.
That ain't right.
That's the truth, man. I mean, you got to be Satan to allow something like that.
Let me tell you something. My dad, he would not. He's a musician, man. It took a lot to make him get under his skin. All right. Okay. He was conservative, but man, Hillary Clinton, he did not care for her. He did not care for her.
Well, she let our guys die in Benghazi.
Oh, this hatred went deep, though. Mm-hmm. It went deep. There's probably a lot of folks shaking their heads saying, yeah, I got you. Hey, but it's all good. Let's go back to this abortion thing. It's horrible. I look, there's no doubt that something's happening when you're pregnant. And to eliminate that, you can't say that it's not terminating a life. You can't say that it's not killing a life. You can't.
Who's saying that?
We're about to talk about it.
What person with more than half a brain is saying that?
Well, there's several folks. Let me tell you what's going down. So, a pro-life organization, Live Action, we've covered them, I feel, in other aspects. So they must be out and about. So, major pro-life organization, they're refusing demands that it remove years of articles. I mean, this is almost like a blog, a newsletter, website content, and they want them to remove years of these articles. They want to retract statements. I'm getting to it, and they want an apology for describing abortion as killing. Okay, these advocate groups. Well, the attorneys representing these abortion rights advocates, you asked who, they argue some of Live Action's reporting contained false statements about specific pregnancies and should be taken down. Live Action says no. And I'm sure there's some protections in place, but that's how you get in the game, okay? These attorneys say describing abortion as killing is protected under the First Amendment and point to prior court decisions, including a Texas Supreme Court case that reached that conclusion. Now, I don't just understand because it's not necessarily the whole abortion thing. Words is where I came. This is what caught my opinion. Words. The abortion debate has always been a battle over language. What are we going to call it? When does life begin? When is the point of vitality, as Sandra Day O'Connor once would say, okay, or once did say? It's one side says choice, one side says life. One side
says, what's a woman?
We're going to get into that too.
I mean, come on, it's all about confusion, man.
Yeah, but one side says fetus, and no one ever talks about that.
I've heard it, but maybe not in that what you're trying to describe right there. But,
no, you're good.
I mean, you step on a roach, it's dead. It's killing it.
Yes.
You know, you abort a child that's living inside you. It's called. You can masquerade it like you want.
No, absolutely.
You can camouflage it all you want. It's still killing. It's murder.
It is terminating a life, and you know, for people that have gone through with an abortion, I can't even understand. You know, I don't know what you're going through, and I hear the stories of it taking a psychological toll on you over the years. I don't see how it couldn't. So I pray for these folks. Everybody pray for them. I've sinned. There's no sin greater than the other. But yeah, you know, I look at it this way. Someone has to tie break. We either look at this through the eyes of the Father, which we never do. We could look at it through the eyes of the mother, which we always do. And this other person that we never talk about, which is the only human that has no voice, physically can't talk through the
cannot
through the
defend itself.
Can't defend itself.
But like Moon was saying, what's going to be next? Like this Satan worshiper in Maine, the governor.
Let's talk about that when we get
Catholic, by the way. She needs to be excommunicated.
What? Did I hear correctly that Madonna was excommunicated?
I don't know about that.
We're going to Google all this. We got to take us a little break, though.
Is that anything like a prayer?
That was the cover of the article I saw was with that album. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back. 232-1542. We're going to open up those phone lines. Second half of the hour. Y'all ready for this?
Sure.
All right, you got it pulled up with the main lady.
The main. Oh.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Y'all go visit my friends over there at Giles Nissan, Lafayette, Opelousas. Giles Nissan, go check out the deals over there here in Lafayette, Louisiana. You can check out all the new models coming out next year and check out some deals coming up. You never know. We have to get rid of the 26 models, but they're still hot and heavy. Wide variety. Go check them out at Giles Nissan here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Kish has been there.
Oh, yeah. Bobby's got a great operation.
You know what else?
And he's got a dog park.
Yes, he does. That's a Subaru. But I got to give a shout out to Bob and Sandy just as humans, okay? With what they do at AAA. It's the Acadian Animal Aid. We have a wonderful kill-free shelter here in Lafayette Parish. Wonderful job. Joel Robideau started that. I was very happy to just land the plane. They did all the work. But I did enjoy going to visit with all the dogs. That was cool. But you know, you have so many volunteers over there, and there's such a big mission, and Acadiana Animal Aid really comes in and helps with that mission. And there's a lot of synergy. You know, they don't compete, they complement. And it's a really good feeling. So thanks, Bob. Thanks, Sandy.
Thank you, Bobby and Sandy. Good people.
Great people. All right, do you have this main governor up yet?
Mm-hmm.
You got it. Pull it up. You're going to have to explain because I can't see it on the screen.
So, if y'all are referring to it, this is talking about, this is posted by ACLU of Maine. Maine Governor Janet Mills signs landmark legislation allowing abortions late in pregnancy if deemed necessary by a licensed physician.
Actually, it went beyond that when they were talking about it. Like, it's almost like partial birth abortion.
Oh, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
And this, I was having audio issues. And this just passed, or this is an initiative.
She signed it into law.
What?
Yeah.
And it's third term. Am I seeing that correctly? Again, I apologize to the radio audience. Yes, that's what it sounds like. Okay. So basically up to, when you get it pulled up again, give me a hand and arm signal. You can read it again. Go ahead.
It was passed on. It was originally written and proposed in 2023 of July, but it doesn't say.
Okay. When you look at it again, tell me the language it says. And I apologize to our audience. We'll pull this back up. When you got it, you read it again. What does it say? The third trimester?
Let me pull that up.
All right. Any one of y'all can answer the question, by the way.
I don't remember it's as late as it can be. If
Okay.
you want to call that the trimester, the first trimester.
Yeah, but basically, but it's up
but
there.
it's in months, but there's like no restriction on it that I remember.
Okay, you got it. Go for it.
This is an article by PBS. Under Maine's new law, an abortion is allowed at any state of pregnancy, including fetal viability, roughly 24 weeks, if a licensed physician deems it necessary.
What? Now that goes against Planned Parenthood, not the organization, the case. Planned Parenthood versus Carey or Casey. It's a 1992 case. It was the case that was thought to be or was thought to overturn it. They was going to overturn Roe versus Wade. It did not happen. And Sandra Day O'Connor was our swing vote there and voted against it. And all it did was it did give us this point of vitality, though. It said that if the child could live outside the womb, there is some protections. And it's not for the mother as it is prior to.
What's so disgusting about this? How can you
this is killing? Like you can't deny this.
So this is live on TV when she's signing it, and there's like 15 women behind her, all well dressed, look like they had means, you know.
Yeah.
And when she signed it, they all bursted out, congratulating each other, laughing and clapping. And I'm like, that's pretty disgusting.
It really is.
I mean, those are some warped individuals.
How can you say that's a women's health? You can't. I mean, you carried this child all the way through. It's, you know, in the 90s when partial birth abortion was kind of a thing and it was hot and heavy. I remember hearing, because I was a nerd, on C-SPAN, and the Congress folks were saying, well, what if there's a toe still left? Does that count? I say the 90s. It might have been the early 2000s. But does that count? What if an arm is still in? Does that count?
Oh, the Democrats are pushing that big time.
I mean, that's morbid. And you're right, though. Signed into law and celebrated.
You can pull it up on Facebook.
I believe you. What you got, Park?
So it says before 24 weeks, it can be for any reason. After 24 weeks, it has to be a medical reason from a physician.
And they're paid left and right.
Yeah, and there are 9 other states that have the same law. It's Alaska, Colorado, Maryland, Michigan,
All
Minnesota,
blue.
New Jersey, New Mexico, Oregon, and Vermont.
Is it any coincidence that they're all blue governors?
Some of them are dark blue,
like
blue.
DC is on there as well. It's not a state.
Shocker. Man. All right, so let's go back to this though. The story that we were covering, and basically this one organization says you can't put killing on there anymore. That's what that one group's basic. This is the point. There are groups out there in America legitimately arguing over these kind of things, saying you can't call abortion killing. You can't say even partial birth abortion is killing. And that's what caught my attention.
You can't don't say killing.
Exactly.
You can't do
exactly. Yeah.
You can say it to yourself in the mirror, but you can't. You'll never pass that in law.
That's right. And we'll just keep doing it. You can't say that.
You got the Constitution.
It's still it is alive. It's not living and breathing, but it's still valid. But yes, you can use that. All right. Let's any other takes on that, gentlemen? Are we good? We can move on from that one, huh? All right, let's go with this. Have you been keeping up with this El Said guy?
Can you keep up with him? You talk about another warped individual.
All right.
Of course, the audience probably knows by now that I don't hold back.
No.
There's no gray area about me.
That's why you're on, because so the FCC fines go to you.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
Wait a minute, how much is that? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, you committed. So, the Democratic Party is having it's having a moment, as we know. But if we really want to understand what is happening inside the Democrat Party, go to Michigan right now. Okay. Michigan Democrats, you may have noticed, all right, nominated Abdul Al-Said, that's Parker's friend, for the United States Senate.
He is down in the popular vote, though, by 4%.
Yeah, he is. But
what's scary is...
No, for reasons that I'm about to say. This guy is out there.
Well, he's the head of the DSA now, isn't he?
Is he the guy head of the DSA?
Well, he wants to be.
Well, he's doing a great job if he's wanting that. He's backed by folks like Bernie Sanders, AOC, many parts of the progressive leaders, those folks. Parker, you had your hand up. You want something? No? Okay. You jump right in.
Wait, who'd you say was my friend?
Abdul Al-Said.
I thought I heard you right.
Hey, there you see.
I didn't even, I thought I was
Yeah, y'all were in a baseball league at one point, a little softball league. Doing a little softball, a little fast pitch softball. He tried to be in fast pitch, but he had to go back down to slow pitch.
Look him up, Parker.
He went to the league where if you hit a home run, it's an out.
Yeah, well, and you know what's like most of these democratic socialists of America and radical Muslims, all that kind of stuff that wants to cause confusion. He wants Medicare for everybody, right?
Oh yes.
But guess what? His wife works for a medical facility that does not accept Medicare.
Well, he wants to expand it, but that's priceless,
isn't it?
To this man's credit, he did say taxes will go up. I don't like it, and I don't want to live with that, but I can live with someone telling the truth. Hey, yep, taxes will go up. I mean, you think, and choice will go down.
Well, his taxes won't go up, and if they do, he'll fund it under the covers. I guarantee you, those guys are so corrupt at the end of the day.
There's a lot of questions. All these startup little flares like BLM and all these other entities, they all end the same way. It's all fraud. It's all corrupt. And what
Smoke
and
mirrors.
and who do they play?
But they're
The
good at
federal.
it.
They play the federal government. They play the federal government.
Well, Trump's DOJ has a little over 2 years to stop, finish cleaning up America with the fraud.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. Every day you're seeing these multi-million-dollar fraudsters going to jail, which is great.
It's true.
Make them pay back the money too. That's where it really hurts.
They most of the time they're order restitution. You got to prove it, but most of the time they're doing that, and they'll seize some assets, and they have reciprocity with a whole bunch of places. So they're doing it. But to your point, I agree with that 100%. There does seem to be a concerted effort in the DOJ to go after fraud. And my question: a lot of these programs were around.
You didn't hear that under Biden and Obama.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
Where look when these companies started. Just a lot of them, you're amazed. Now I don't know if some of them passed through Trump's first term. Okay, if they did, he should have caught them. But he caught him now.
Well, what happened to Trump the first term? Just not to go on about it, but it's like when the mayor has a first term, he's got to trust so many people.
Yeah, and
then you got to weed them out.
So true, because you don't know until you sit down, and you can have all the ideas you can have until it's action time. Parker, we're going to take us a little break. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back.
663-0962.
0962.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know her?
No, y'all are back on there.
Okay. I'll tell you. I got some information about those restaurants closing.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Shout out to all the producers out there. Yeah, shout out to Joe Cunningham. I hope he's listening because I'm looking at him right. Yeah, that's right. Shout out to that guy. Shout out to Parker, Lane, Q, everybody behind those switchboards that make our lives so much easier and allow us to bring cool conversations most days with you wonderful, wonderful friends of mine. All right, let's see here. Man, I got to tell you also about, well, we talked about Giles last segment. I was there. You mentioned the dog park.
Right.
Man, let me tell you something. It is hot as all can get out, all right? But I was over there, and the amenities that I know it's a car dealership at Subaru, but they have a really cool dog park. I have to give it to them. Even in August, it's not horrible.
I work outside all day,
Yes, you do.
and I'd like to have a dog park.
You know, you too can have a dog park. You get a dog park. Hey, but there's not a dog park on that side, so go check them. Large breed and small breed. And while you're there, you can visit my friend Dr. Kevin down the street. Dr. Kevin's Wellness Clinic. Start feeling great from the inside out. Just don't put a Band-Aid on those symptoms. Go check him out. Wellness at its finest, functional medicine. Dr. Kevin at Dr. Kevin's Wellness Clinic. We were talking about Abdul Al-Said.
And why do we give these people so much attention? I mean, Fox gives
What?
everybody's talking about this dude. I'm like, why give him that much?
Well,
free
this is why
advertisement?
he's in the news, because he's trying to throw some bows over there, trying to be like, I don't know. But Al Said responded recently to President Trump's criticism. See, the Trumpster went after him, said he's not good, whatever he said, and he didn't like it. And Al Said responded to President Trump's criticism in a very, statesman-like, come at us, bro. I mean, that's a quote. That's how he said it, too.
I mean, I can't say enough about Michigan, and the leadership or lack of leadership they have there.
Oh, I think they have leadership. It's just leading them to a bad cause. And you see, but Michigan
Talk about the Constitution. All these radicals want to burn up our Constitution. They want to open the borders. They want everybody to. I love what's going on with these NBA players now.
Oh, with the WNBA? We're about to talk about that.
Yeah.
We're about to talk about that. Don't call me a woman.
I'm going to start trying out for some women's sports.
Hey, man. Trump said he would win all the sports. He said if he was... Some even say. He said he would win all of them in women's sports if he was allowed to do that.
I'm doing women's field events, track and field events. Yeah.
You throw the javelin? Bring it back?
Well, I still throw the javelin.
Do you really?
In master's program, yeah. So I started in Como High.
It's pretty cool.
Spent 5 years doing it at USL.
Yeah.
And I continue to do it in masters.
They speaking of women athletes, they started in high school about 2 or 3 decades ago, letting young ladies throw the javelin.
I coach a lot of those.
Isn't that look? Some of them girls could throw that doggone stick.
Oh yeah, you get to the upper echelon and collegiate athletes. Those women can throw 160, 170.
Yeah.
I think the world class ones go 180.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I wasn't as accomplished as you. I just kind of.
Now it's a
on the
different
team throwing it.
weight and size, but it's still,
Still. All right. So we got a lot of things going on here, though. So El Said says, come at us, bro. He's saying that basically President Trump's attacks on him is just going to make him a central figure in the midterm elections. It'll help him out with like fundraising. It'll help him out with name ID, some grassroots. All the DSAs are liking it. And, Kish, you mentioned...
you called me cute for a minute there.
You mentioned socialism. No, yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Parker was. DSA
For those that don't know what DSA is, Democrats Socialists of America.
And they want all the things you'd imagine the socialist cool kids want. But to my regular friend, my regular Democrats, my friends here, my Joe Democrat, that ain't your thing. You know that ain't your thing. Y'all need to kick that out your party. Now, if you want to come to our party, we are an enlightened tent. We're not a big tent. We're a tent that has had to pay taxes for more than a day. We're a tent that doesn't lean on the government for everything.
We pray.
We pray. We understand that there's one God. So, just don't bring all your hippie ideas to this tent. Okay? Now, and I shouldn't say, because I know some hippies that are friends of mine, and they give hippies a bad name. Now, all the peace-loving, I don't want to hurt nobody hippies, y'all are cool. All right? I'm not even mad if you come in our party. Just understand that we will not support the government funding any of those initiatives, but the hippies don't care. That's the thing. That's the thing about the hippies.
And the cowboys. Hippies and cowboys.
There's a song about it.
Yeah. Cody Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think he'd be better off going to see Mandami for his chief of staff job.
Ooh. You think Al Saeed?
Well, yeah, to get along with Mandami.
Gosh, can you imagine that duo? Can you see the chief of staff is like carrying out the intent of the executive? Could you imagine those two? And when you have one, this is just my belief. When you have one that's very extreme, you should probably have a counter to that. Maybe you could be same ideology, extreme on that, but like a yin and a yang. You know what I mean? Like a balance. These two cats, you would have rocket ships going off, but not with fuel, like running on eggs labeled by Joni Ernst.
I'm from New York City area.
Okay.
And I'm thinking about moving back so I can lose money on my real estate.
If that's your goal, you would hit your target. You would hit your target quickly.
I mean, these guys are crazy what they're doing. They're trying to do.
Someone needs to ask Mr. Mamdani, if your government can't run on more than half of their income, why should they be expected to run on less than half of their income? I mean, I'm talking about their whole deal.
It's smoke and mirrors, brother.
Hey.
And they all end up being rich at the end of the day.
Man, I totally agree with that. Everybody's equal except them. Everybody's equal except them, except inside the walls.
Out there listening, if we have any young people listening,
of course. Oh,
it's called the ruling class. There's them, and then there's the rest of the world.
So you're kind on that one. I call it East Berlin and West Berlin. Am I wrong?
No.
I mean, come on. That's that's how it feels. And literally, if you let it go too much, they will have walls around their kingdoms too. Physical walls. All right. I'm getting a hand and arm signal. I didn't even announce, Park, that the phone lines are wide open. 232-1542. We're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to keep the phone lines open, and I can't wait to hear from you.
I'm not going to call in today.
I misread that. I'm sorry.
You know why? Because Clay Higgins called him out.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, well, he did wonderful. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Man, we are broadcasting also live on rumble.com. Let me go check you out over there. Rumble. Hey, Don Ho, what's up? I got your message over there. I'm digging it. Getting my fighting weight on over there. I got you. So there is, let's see here. I think tomorrow there's a meeting at Lafayette Consolidated Government regarding the U.S. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in regarding to dredging the Vermilion River. Now, the article I'm seeing here says that the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is showing up to explain why Lafayette residents do not need a dredged Vermilion River. I'm going to pause real quick. You know, there's so many dynamics that come into this, and I'm going to pull the curtain back, hopefully help, because it's not just dredging, okay? This whole thing, let me see here if I can get my thoughts right. Congressman Higgins did a wonderful job.
He blew it out of the water.
Oh, but let me go back years back,
Okay.
years back, okay? Congressman Higgins and his group, Colonel Ellison, all the guys in Washington and back home in the district, did what any other leader wanted to do. Where are we at? Tell me what the truth is. Good, bad, ugly. It's right after the 2016 floods. Gets all this money. So Congressman goes to the Corps of Engineers, says, all right, what's the deal with this dredging? Well, we need to study it again. Okay, well, come on now. Y'all said in the 90s that things needed to happen, you know, like a bunch of things needed to happen, not just falling, not just dredging. But anyway, so, you know, what do you need? Well, we need to study. So he works with the university. UL does a really good, look, we ain't great at everything, but we're great at a lot of things. And one thing our university here is good at is this type of research. You know,
Best in the country.
Hydrology, all that stuff.
Best in the country.
Like, for real. So they do this big old study to study, big old initiative to study the Tesh Vermilion watershed. They wanted to answer several questions, not just what would dredging do, although that was the big question. Well, the studies came out, and they showed a bunch of projects that could work, that could help many, many areas. Dredging was not the silver bullet. The spoil banks helped a lot. St. Martin, Lafayette, those areas, okay? Yet other drainage projects to the southern part of the river that helped a lot. Eastern part, western part. The dredging was a very big component. It wasn't the silver bullet. So, as I recall correctly, and the congressman can say this way better than I can, it's a lot of different things you have to do, as you can imagine. You didn't need a study to know that. You're going to have to dredge a little here. You're going to have to detain a little here. You have to clean a little here. You have to add conveyance structures here. Some will have to be subterranean. Some will have to be open channel. A whole bunch of things on these urban areas within the watershed that has to have their own special things.
Goodness, you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Spent a little time, and a lot of it I learned from the congressman's staff and the experts that he took the time to give all Acadiana's leaders, every parish in his district got the information because they were proactive and they were honest and they just said, here it is. Now, the dredging part, though, you were at the meeting last week at Florida Lee, and he'll be at Acadiana Republican this week.
He gave a 22-minute answer, literally, on the Vermilion, and there's not one thing he said or stated that didn't make 100% sense.
Yeah.
And I'll interject this, if you don't mind. I mean, you're the host, you're the boss, you're the mayor.
Hey, now. Oh, no. We're praying for the mayor right now. We're praying for the mayor. We are. Genuine.
So, there's 2 drawbridges in Lafayette. You may not know that if you're new to Lafayette because they don't operate anymore, because the river that used to be navigable is no longer navigable. You know why? Because some parts of that river you can walk across. And I'm not talking about Jesus. I'm talking about sediment that some places are like the water's a foot deep.
Didn't Dave and them go out there and at some points it's like a foot right in the middle of the river for
Yeah.
2 feet
No, it's
up?
crazy.
It's nuts, man.
And you're telling me we don't need to dredge it?
Yeah, that river hasn't been navigable. I guess you could block like water or air. You know, you could block something like that, but you ain't blocking navigability.
A lot of people don't know.
It used to,
A lot
though.
of people don't know this, but the Corps of Engineers is part of the Defense Department. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yes. And man, I hope I don't get anybody knocking on my door, but they seem to be useless.
Come on, Kish. Come on, Kish.
Millions and millions of dollars worth of study.
Oh,
they got
my
funded.
goodness.
They're like the Treasury Department now. They're
we're
holding
gonna-
the money.
We're going to say, let's save that. Let's save that for hour 2 because we got about a half a minute left. That when we come back, let's talk about why you're maybe saying that, because the congressman said something about well, we know this. A few years ago, $50 million were allocated, but we'll go into this, how he went back and forth. And if he was here, he could say it so much better. But we'll take us a tiny little break. When we get back after this hour, it's going to be hot and heavy, Parker. I don't want you to go anywhere. You too, Kiss. We'll be right back.
Corps of Engineers is.
Okay, but you hit him hard. I'm gonna be the nice guy, and I'm gonna be like,
Well, yeah.
"No, Kish, don't do
Listen,
that."
I'm the Marine, World Championship Martial Arts. I mean, I don't want people coming to your door to barbecue pit.
That's right. Thank you. You don't want to see that pit.
Listen, I know you can handle yourself.
we're well armed. Still are. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the Cape Pell Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. I got my dear friend Kish in the hizzy. What's up, Kish?
Hoorah!
Park, you didn't go anywhere. Thank you so much. You doing okay?
I was tempted to leave, but
I locked the
decided
door.
to stay.
I wouldn't let him out.
You wouldn't let him out. No way, Jose. We're having too much fun. All right, guys, we will open up those phone lines. You know, I didn't announce it earlier. Let's take one call. Let's just take one call. Let's see here. Caller, you're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hour number 2. What's going on, my man? Talk to us. Bring some wisdom. Kish. Yep.
Kish. Mm. Oh, 80% of the women that have an abortion just are horrified for the rest of their life, you know, and that's why listen, you're in a medical facility. I have tons of friends that are doctors. I don't respect, and I got 2 kids that are doctors in Dallas. You can't call yourself a doctor if you're going to, you know, if you're holding yourself out to abortions, so is that make-believe Catholic in Maine.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's it. Hey, thanks, caller. I always like when he calls in. Oh, always like when he calls. I love all our callers. All right, we'll open up the phone line. Well, I have to. This one, I'm making if this number ever comes up, he's coming right through. What's going on, cousin? What's happening? Comment ça va? Ça va bien, ça va bien. Yeah, I'm working on this. I'm working on this. Yes, this is Senator Albert Lee Guillory. What's going on, Albert Guillory, my cousin who I love? Well, thank you, cousin. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but Albert was, I mean, he was there the whole way with me behind the scenes, of course. I mean, we're very close. And some of those, and you're very kind, cousin, to give me that compliment. But I was one of a lot of people that worked on all of those projects that had, I mean, there were so many more people than me, I promise you. And there was a lot of studies that were done before I was in, which you know, that helped too. that helped too. But you got to do something with it. Well,
Albert, you're a leader all your life. Military, senator, and I believe you got a pretty good chance to be mayor of Opelousas.
Oh, town!
That's the best kind.
Yeah. Amen. And guys, let me tell you, you want to know about St. Landry history? You want to know about Opelousas history? Talk to Albert Guillory, and you know, you've told me some things multiple times, and I learn more and more about it each time, especially in the history component of it. Opelousas was once a thriving city. If you got the time, cousin, tell us a little bit about that. I've heard of them. I've heard of them. Jean Mouton, our founder, Alexander Mouton, the first Democrat elected official from in Louisiana, and he's from Opelousas, Lafayette.
We need to have the right people in office to bring the greatness back to Opelousas. When I drive through Opelousas, I kind of cringe because so much history there, and just it looked like it's in ruins.
I think a little TLC, and I I probably talk more with the parish officials than I do with the city, and that's just by happenstance, so just conversations. And I do know there's a lot of good things going on in the parish, and there seems to be some initiatives that'll help. But you know that in a city, it really you look to the mayor. So this race, and Kuz, I know you're on the phone, and I know you got to go, and you're on the campaign trail yourself, running for mayor of Opelousas. But that's a tough gig. I mean, having sat in that chair for just a brief moment, everything goes through you, whether you like it or not. That's why I say all the time, what happens in a city is what that mayor lets happen. You got any other thoughts on that, Kuzan? Hmm. Yeah, I keep telling this Marine over here that the sailor is going to do it. See, I'm paying homage to my brother in arms. You like that?
Yeah.
There you go.
No, look, I got
Hey,
I got Albert's back, man.
We're going to keep the phone lines open. I know. Hey, Kuzan, I appreciate you. Thank you for the kind words. We appreciate you. That is Senator Elbert Lee Guillory. Certainly appreciate my dear Kuzan calling in. Has guest hosted, has been on the show, and has been in my corner for years, and I'm in his, and it runs deep, so we appreciate it. Let's stay on the phone line, shall we, gentlemen? Let's see here. Caller, you're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What's up, Charlie? I miss you, buddy. Thanks for calling in. You doing okay? Okay. Yes. Right.
You know who had the answer for that? The Dutch.
The Dutch.
The Dutch people.
Oh, well, let me. I want to hear that too, because I think I know where you're going with that. But to your question though, so let's see. Let's recognize a few things. What you're referring to is when storm surge comes up from the bay. It usually can be expected to go. Now, you correct me if I'm wrong. It's north of, on average, north to about Highway 14. Is that about what you see over there in Vermilion? Right, and it'll go up there for sure. I mean, we've seen many storms do that, but 14, right where the lock is, and all that. That's right around that area. But regardless, whether it's there, further north, further south, what you're saying does create this like wall. So no matter what, that wall is gonna stop whatever's sent there, whatever the parish is north of that. So now, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I think that's what now let's also say this. Now I'm going off of the University of Louisiana study mainly, but there's other studies and there's a lot of studies that aren't published, but they're subject to public record if you want to go public record, Lafayette Consolidated Government, plenty of them that you can see. But what we found from the university study is there's no silver bullet. So and what we also found out is no matter what you did in 2016, whether you dredged, whether you did ponds, that was a 500 to 1,000 year flood. I don't think any of us are going to be around here on Earth at that point. So it didn't matter what you did, but it was a great model to show us objectively in a chain of events. See, none of these drainage projects, at least none that we did, were isolated. We had too big of a problem to do isolated little one-offs. We had to triage. So what we did was we picked the ones that helped the region. It didn't matter, and if it benefited other parishes, great. If it remotely hurt a parish, we wouldn't do it. And it was a very simple rule because I'm not an engineer. But hey, great points. Let's say this: we don't know the answer, but there is some studies out there, and I do encourage you to go to the Acadian Republican Women this Wednesday. Congressman Higgins will be there. He is very educated on this. He can explain. He can talk about, maybe me and Kish will talk about the 100-foot wide range it's supposed to have width and a 9-foot depth. And it's totally not, it hasn't been that way for years. So
almost walk across it now.
But the concerns from Vermilion Parish, look, those are real concerns. I've been in the room with the folks from Abbeville. It's the only cities that share the Vermilion is Abbeville and Lafayette. So it's a very unique bond in this regard, and very valid concerns with what the caller has. So hey, I appreciate you calling on. Thank you very much. We're gonna take us look. We got these phone lines rocking. We're gonna take a tiny little pause. I don't want anybody to hang up. Parker, don't make this break long, okay?
Parker.
We'll be right. What's going on, all our folks? We live? We're good, Park?
We're good.
Man, we got Parker, we got Kish in the hizzy. To all of our streaming folks out there, we appreciate you. Love the audience. I want to see you on the chat. We're going to keep the phone lines open, little inside ball there. We usually don't open the phone lines until segment 3 or 4 in the bottom hour. But I can't ignore that. You can't see him, but I can't ignore those calls. We're going to have to. I mean, these guys probably have some brilliance behind them, and, I don't want to get in their way.
Have a commercial.
Oh, yeah, it's playing. So we're on streaming.
Okay.
This is behind. Oh, that's why I take mine off.
All right.
Sorry. You don't have to have them on. And you had that up backwards.
Yeah.
So, Park, what you got? Give us an update on sports real quick.
On sports,
Yeah, my Cubs lost 2 in a row. I'm not liking that.
Cowboys just signed Von Miller, Super Bowl.
Did he play last year?
Yeah, for the Commanders.
That's right. Still rocking and rolling.
I'm sure he's trying his best.
Former Super Bowl MVP as a defensive player.
There we go.
I like his glasses.
I do too.
Yeah, he has a unique look.
Cowboy Super Bowl. So.
Wait, you're a Cowboys fan?
I am.
Hold on, Parker. Where are you from?
I'm from Shreveport.
Yeah, he's from Texas. So, I'm kidding. I'm joking to my Shreveport people. You're from Louisiana. Check the box. Hey, I've had a lot of good times on Guillory Street. Huh?
Yeah.
With their 2 loops in Shreveport. All right, guys, we'll be right back. No, St. Martin was a beneficiary if you think about it, because we stopped the water from going to us.
Well, but if you do that, you get arrested.
Yeah, you're right. That's what you should say.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. Oh my goodness. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL studios. I want to hear you. We're going to keep the phone lines open the whole show. You've motivated me, my dear audience, who I love and value and appreciate, respect. And you know what else I respect? Those folks over there at St. Marie Orthodontics. Go get that smile you always wanted, always deserved. Hey, maybe you've worn braces in the past, and maybe, well, we could have wore that retainer just a little bit longer. Maybe we didn't, and we want to get some little corrections. Go to St. Marie Orthodontics, St. Marie Orthodontics here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Go visit with Dr. Stacy St. Marie. He is the nicest guy that you'll ever meet. And look, he's been putting his fingers in my family's mouth for a couple of years now. How's that?
That's brave.
That is brave, huh? And look, and for all the audience, I landed on a smile. It's a little corny smile, like a little cheesy, but like you could edit that with like a little bling, you know? Dr. Stacy St. Marie, if he's probably helping patients, it's probably a good thing, because if he did hear me talking like that, because I used to say, well, y'all go ask Dr. Stacy if he does gold grills. And my wife said that was not appropriate. So I no longer say that. But I have to remember that Dr. Stacy is my friend. But he's a good dude. I bet you he's treated so many people listening. I bet you he's treated so many kids and themselves and everybody over the years. Just a wonderful staff, wonderful team. St. Marie Orthodontics here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Park, let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to Miss Gina. What's up, Gina? Oh, let's see here. Oh, no, maybe I didn't. All right, let's see here. Let's go to
Gina, call back.
whichever button you press. All right, hey, Miss Connie, what's going on? Oh. All right. Well, thank you, Miss Connie. I appreciate you. And Miss Connie, a third point. point number 3, everybody go to the Acadiana Republican Women this Wednesday, but you got to RSVP. Who do they call? All right. Throw the number out there. I love it. All right, Miss Connie, you know you can count me in. I'm trying to get my better half, but I'll text you. I love my friends. Hey, Kiss! Oh, Miss Connie, you're making all of us feel better. Just calling every day, just to elevate our mood.
Actually, just 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah, 3. We need you 3 or 4 times.
I feel like I need a shout out now.
Yeah, Parker, way to go. Just Miss Connie hadn't met you yet. She's the sweetest lady. She will find good in you.
I know. I'm looking forward to it.
God bless you, Miss Connie.
Thanks, Miss Connie. I'm telling you, guys. I'm telling y'all, look, if you're into this kind of stuff, like politics and policy, and you kind of want to know what's in the know, we are so blessed here. We have 2 Republican groups, women groups, the Florida Lee Republican Women and the Acadiana Republican Women. And shout out to the St. Landry RPEC. They're starting a women's group too in St. Landry. So Craig, love you. Way to go. All the ladies, good job. Now let's stay on the phone lines. Let's call it. Let's try this again. Press the button. I'll go. All right, caller, you're live on the Josh Guillory Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? That's you. That's you. Hey, Papa, what's going on? I love it. Y'all got some good etouffee over there? Nah, that's the trick. I feel you. You're right. Hey, let me tell you, no joke. And look, I appreciate the call. Thank you so much. Hey, who's talking about gentrifying Appaloosa? That was good. I will give a shout out to my dear, dear friend and brother, Ken Ritter, and all the municipality mayors, Karen Crow, Broussard, Dusson, Youngsville, Scott. Man, they're doing a lot. And and a lot of the focus can be, and I've heard it say, quality over quantity. Just because you can annex doesn't mean you should, because there was a big annexing situation going on, and that's fine. It's an ebb and flow. We had a massive exodus from the city of Lafayette to the municipalities and unincorporated areas, and the unincorporated areas started to shrink because the municipalities would annex. But LUS annexes as well. So there's a lot of things going on within the parish. We'll touch a little bit on budget, maybe a little bit. I know tomorrow's show we're gonna talk a lot more about it. But you're a construction guy, and I got Kish here with Kishbach Construction. But it's mind-boggling the money that we're spending. Sean, I'm coming to you, brother. Just hang tight, man. Hang tight. Miss Connie mentioned about what we're voting on, the 5 propositions, the millages. Proposition 2 through 5 are what you normally see, and it's a continuation. And you see that language in there. Proposition 1 is not. That millage doesn't come up for vote till 2039. The only reason why this current administration is bringing it 13 years early is to add general obligation bond debt. And we went over that last show or show before last, and we can go check out the Josh Guillory Show podcast on Rumble. There's a plug, right? That was a good one. That's good. You can check out old episodes. You can see me and Kish on there from today. But there's a lot that goes to it, and it's very deceiving the way that it's being provided. Also, a concept that's been thrown away: renewing bonds. You literally can't. It's impossible. It doesn't happen. You can't renew a bond. You really can't even renew a millage. You got to vote again for the millage. Y'all know my theory. Ain't no such thing as renewal. If it expires, it's done, and you better. And the thing is, the way I look at it, when we go up to a millage is your exam. A millage coming up for renewal, if you want to use that language, that's the government's exam. Did you pass the exam? And I love the mission of the library, and maybe it's perception, maybe it's communication, but the folks that went to vote said you didn't pass the exam. We're not giving you this money again. And that's why I was a little out of touch of our current mayor president, even in light of that millage being voted down, adding 18 new salaries. Those new salaries are going to come into play in our next conversation, or if we get a chance to talk about it today, as it relates to paying for roads. All right, we're going to take Sean because he's been so patient. Then we're going to take a break. All right, let's see here. Sean, what's up, my man? Bring the heat, baby. Yeah. Okay. That's the, yeah,
That's funny.
that's the way to do it. Yeah, it's absolutely the same way. And there was some spot dredging a few years ago, right where Cooley Ildacon pumps into the Vermilion. We spot dredged a little bit that the Corps would let us. Took a lot of natural debris out, took a lot of unnatural debris out. Didn't find any cars with bodies. thought we would.
Any cows? Not during a few years ago though. That was years and years ago. Yeah. You ain't kidding. We have the door to the studio locked.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Hey, my first question when you were telling me those guys were out there dredging just so their folks could go in, I'm like, there ain't no way they have a permit. Ain't no way. Hey, Sean, hey, no, I'm with you, brother. Stick around because Kish and I, we're going to talk about what the congressman relayed to us and to the public. And he's been an advocate on this dredging situation. My friend that called in from Vermilion Parish, all valid concerns. But if, and I know we're hitting a break, guys. I know we got to go. But the congressman and his team and more so all these engineers, there's a large discussion. You can't just do dredging and you can't just do detentions and you can't just do conveyance. You got to do all three responsibly together and do what they told us to do. Follow the science. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be right back.
Really?
we have so many, but that's the kind of stuff you bond. You don't bond freaking, boy, I'm so fired up because I know the money's there. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show, broadcasting live from the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. And I'm so excited. We got so many things to talk about. Go visit my friends over there at Giles Nissan. You can't go wrong with Giles Nissan. Right here in Lafayette and Opelousas. Go check out Giles Nissan online. You can see all the wide selection that they have. Go check out their deals. Giles Nissan. You know the vehicle's durable, and you know you get that hometown feeling, hometown service from Giles Automotive. Go visit Giles Nissan here in Lafayette, Louisiana, or visit them online, Giles Nissan. Now, we were talking about the dredging of the Vermilion River. Now, the Corps of Engineers is now saying, I believe, that Lafayette residents, simmer down. You don't need that doggone dredge. That's how they're going to present it. How do you think that'll go? It depends.
I mean, come on.
Depends on who shows up.
Dredge the damn thing, Let's go.
Well, and to my Vermilion friends, dredge it, knowing, objectively dredge it where you're not hurting anybody, dredge it where, and that's why I said before the break, it's you can't just dredge, you can't just detain, and you can't just move water. You have to have all three. You got to think of the Vermilion River as a conveyance structure, something that moves water, just like a ditch. It just happens to be a little bigger. And in some cases, just a tiny bit bigger. It's a shame. So what the congressman had secured for us, Congressman Higgins and his team, fought hard and secured $50 million. And what the Corps would tell him is, hey, we need to study first. So he'd go get a study. He got that UL study. It showed a whole bunch of things we could do. And that's what the whole drainage system was basically, founded on, and you just build from there. But then they'd go back and there would be other excuses. Well, okay, so now that you got the study, Congressman, thank you. We need money because we don't have any money. How can we do the project? It's studied. It's all these things and all the things that we want you to do, and you're doing it, but we need the funding. So we got the funding, $50 million. Now, the specs, for lack of better words, the river, per the Corps of Engineers, should be 100 feet wide and 9 feet deep.
Correct.
He got the money and the legislation to do this project. So that is a legislative law signed into law, okay? Action signed into law directing this entity to do this project. And that's what, the congressman has a good point when he goes around and says, what other part of government can you just not do it? You just not do it.
Well, and he said it's indicative all over the country with the Corps of Engineers.
It's pretty bad.
They probably have, I'm just going to guess, billions of dollars sitting in their kitty.
It's a lot. There's some good things. I'm just trying to find the positive on these dredging the Vermilion. I will say this: whenever we had the May 2021, is whenever Liz was the chair, and she did a wonderful job. We were talking one morning in Baton Rouge. I was in Baton Rouge fighting for I-49. I remember the day. And Liz was there, and she's like, we got to do something. I said, I know we got to do. I was about to call you or something like that. And on the phone, we kind of came up with a little plan. She worked the legislative side. She got all the council members that could make an emergency meeting. She agreed to it. We didn't really say it like this, but she's like, if you can get valid projects done, presented, we'll consider. Fantastic, no problem. So we got the engineer team and all these things, and it went through and it was approved. So I don't understand any of this stuff and why, if you break it down to the Corps of Engineers, they can be worked with, because I remember one of the projects being spot dredge, and they gave us, now we were about to go full throttle, and then we got a call from the Corps and said, y'all can't do that. Okay, no problem. And if I recall correctly, it was like a phased approach. First, we could get anything floating. That was fair game. Well, thanks. BBD does that anyway, which a great mission. Then we could get, and this is where I think they did a good job working with us. They said we could pick up any natural debris, and if there was any unnatural debris that was hooked on, we didn't have to drop it. We could put on our contractor could do something, put on the barge or whatever. So I thought that was good. And then that third phase took a little bit time, but that was the spot dredge situation on those outlets. Ildacon comes out to play, and Cooling Meat comes into play or out to play. What's your thoughts?
I like out to play.
Yeah, I like this conversation. I think because look, the folks in Vermilion, they are very, and you could think about it. Think about it if you were sitting there and there's a surge that comes up from the bay, and it goes up to that at least Highway 14, and in a lot of cases further north. Okay, so that's going to block anything. And if you hear send water quicker, I would be hesitant too. But we're going to take us now. We'll stretch this out a little bit. Okay,
You can block that surge.
No, you want me to take a break? Okay. Exactly. You can block that surge. And that's what we're going to talk about when we get back. Okay, guys, stick around. Not another it's just him criticizing, you put it just on him. That way, because it won't come across petty. Seriously. Welcome back to the Josh Guillory Show. We are broadcasting live from the KPEL Studios here in Lafayette, Louisiana. Also broadcasting live on the Rumbles. Go to rumble.com, look up the Josh Guillory Show. You can see Parker and me, and today Kish hanging out, having some fun. You've been in construction for a while, Kish by Construction.
1 year off a half a century.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know I look young, but
hey, you do look good for you.
49 years.
I love it. And over the years, you said I will have you back, of course.
Push-ups.
I want to. I was going to talk about building.
Oh,
but
you tell me I look good for my age. I said you do 200 push-ups a day.
It's push-ups.
Yeah,
do you change your angle, or you straight push-ups? Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
I got dips, pull-ups, push-ups, Marine Corps way.
Isn't it amazing what you can do with just your body?
Oh,
no weights, no weights.
I learned that when I started in martial arts when I was 10 years old in judo. Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What rank was your dad at the time? First sergeant?
Back then, no, he was
E8.
He retired first sergeant. He was gunny back then.
Yeah, don't mess with gunnery sergeants. Actually, I will give the Marine Corps props here on their non-commissioned officers. It's a smaller branch, so you obviously have smaller slots. So a non-commissioned officer, like a corporal in the military or the Army, I mean, it's an NCO, but it's a little different. It's a lateral move, it's specialist, we have all these things. But in the Marine Corps, a corporal is very much in a leadership position, very much considered the first rank of a non-commissioned officer, and pretty good. But we owe the folks something. We said we would talk about, well, what do you do about all that water coming up? What do you do about all that? So Vermilion Parish on this dredge, the Vermilion, has extremely good concerns. No one should downplay it. I don't think anybody is. And I know the folks that are behind the dredging isn't as well. So you have to have something. Remember, you can't just dredge, you can't just move water, and you can't just hold water. It's a system, and it has to communicate, and it has to communicate with other systems and other projects. If you want to maximize your efficiency and you want to save money when you're construction, you get the most bang for your buck. So one thing that you can do is add your detention. So I can tell you what has been done that I know of, all right, that maybe could help. Well, I know it would help. So the Vermilion River flows north to south as the caller calls. Well, when it starts to back up, it'll flow from south to north. That water has to come from somewhere. If the bay is coming up north and the water has nowhere to go and the river keeps coming down, well, it's going to eventually start backing up, as we saw in 2016, as we see in these other floods, it's either 2020 or 2021. I think it was 2021. So now you have these massive channels that come off of the river. In this particular area, to the southern part of the parish, is Cooley Ildacon, and it is to the western side of the Vermilion south part of our parish. It is a massive detention pond system. Massive. That is designed to catch the water going north when it starts to backflow. So that helps catch some of that surge. It also helps Lafayette Parish. It helps St. Martin Parish. It helps St. Landry Parish. You're catching the water before it goes. Right to the east of that, across the river, is the Homewood Ponds. Now, the current administration has had the permit to finish that project for 2-3 years now, and it's politics, it's bad politics, it's choices, but they're choosing not to finish that. It does give you local relief right now. It still helps the watershed, but they need to finish that to make the maximum value to help not only Lafayette Parish, but our surrounding areas. You go further north, you got Isaac Verrott Lateral 7. There are some ponds there and a whole bunch of detention along the way. That's how you mitigate.
So the question's been asked to me.
Yes, sir.
Why, if it makes sense to finish it, why is the current administration not completing this project?
I mean,
call it politics, but give me a logical reason why.
There is no logical reason. There's no logical reason there, and there's no logic in politics.
Is the money there?
Yes. And I'll tell you how. Stop using it on all these salaries. And which leads me to the next, and it'll resonate with this. It'll resonate with this road program. Tomorrow, well, it's not really a program. Tomorrow's show, we're going to go into a little bit of more in depth on this. The current administration has grown salaries to an alarming rate. Salaries in Lafayette Consolidated Government's budget falls under O&M, operation and maintenance. Your operating costs. It's your bills. Got to pay your house bill. Got to pay your mortgage bill. Got to pay your salaries. Roads and drainage, when you do those projects, those are capital dollars, building things. Now, those capital dollars can only be used for capital things. So when the mayor president goes around and says, we can't afford it and we can't do this and it's complicated and you got to, whatever. O&M, however, can be used for capital. Capital can't be used for O&M. O&M can be used for capital. When you grow government and grow these salaries, it may not look like a lot right now. It's only a 10 million. Then it's only 20 million. And now it's what?
42 million?
That's crazy. 42 million in additional salaries in a 3-year period. That could be going to roads. That could be going to finishing Homewood. That could be. So I'm giving you all these examples. At first it was the surplus. Now it's the increased wages. So we can't choose. Well, you can.
Well,
but
that's not conservative values.
That's not common sense values.
Well, it's not conservative. It's more, what's the word I'm looking for? Democrat?
Vindictive?
Democrat?
Vindictive goes to mind. I don't know. Look, bottom line is she obviously wants certain person or people to fail, and they want that more than they love their constituents. But look, pray for these folks, man. I'm telling you this for a reason. We got 12 seconds left, but this is budget time. This is the time to call. These are all great things that can happen, and we have the money to do it. I wish we had more time to talk about it, guys. Thank y'all so much. Kish, thanks for being here.
You're welcome. God bless you people out there listening. God bless Lafayette, America, Louisiana. Hoorah.
That's what I'm saying, guys. Be careful out there. God bless you, and be kind.
Oh, you are on fire today.